Lisa couldn't ignore the unsettling changes in her 9-year-old son, Evan. Every day after school, he appeared thinner, and his lunchbox always came back empty. Determined to understand what was happening, Lisa made a tough decision. She placed a small, discreet camera in his backpack. What she discovered would soon unravel a story of hidden struggles and unexpected compassion. Welcome to Acts of Kindness Stories. In this episode, we follow one mother's relentless quest to protect her child, a journey that reveals a deeper truth behind the empty lunchbox. This isn't just a story about schoolyard issues. It's a powerful look at how understanding and empathy can bridge even the widest gaps. Stay with us as we uncover how a single act of vigilance transformed fear into a path toward healing and community connection. Lisa's concern deepened as she watched the hidden camera footage on her phone. Every day, her son Evan's school routine revealed subtle but distressing details. He walked with his head down, his eyes distant, and his lunchbox, once a symbol of comfort and nourishment, always returned empty. The recordings captured him sitting in the noisy cafeteria, nervously glancing around before silently leaving his meal untouched. In one clip, he even slipped away to a quiet corner, tears barely hidden as he tried to regain composure in a school bathroom stall. Each moment was a small crack in the facade of the cheerful, energetic boy she knew. At school, a concerned teacher's quiet words over the phone had first hinted at something amiss. The teacher mentioned Evan's frequent trips to the bathroom during lunch and his increasingly withdrawn behavior. The food that was meant to sustain him was vanishing, and no one seemed to know why. Determined to protect her child, Lisa's investigation led her to install a discreet camera in Evan's backpack, a choice driven not by suspicion alone, but by a desperate need for answers. The footage soon revealed a surprising twist. During lunch, an older student, a boy in a red sweatshirt who often hovered near the tables, was seen approaching Evan. Rather than forcefully taking the food, the older boy seemed to wait for a moment of vulnerability. He sat down next to Evan, and although his actions initially suggested a bullying tactic, the camera captured a gentler side. In a hushed, almost apologetic tone, the older boy offered to share Evan's food, even dividing the contents of the lunchbox between them. Evan's face flickered with conflicting emotions: relief, hesitation, and a quiet resignation. This unexpected act was not driven by cruelty but by an underlying struggle that went far beyond typical schoolyard antics. In a quiet conversation later that day, the school counselor reached out to Lisa. With a compassionate tone, the counselor explained that the older boy, whom the school had known as Ryan, had admitted that his actions were not meant to harm but were a desperate response to his own family's hardships. Ryan's home life was marred by food insecurity and financial strain. His older brother, tasked with helping around the house, had been mismanaging what little food money they had, leaving Ryan feeling powerless and ashamed. Ryan's confession painted a complex picture: a young boy forced into a role he never chose, one where the hunger of one child intersected with the desperation of another. The unfolding revelations spurred the school into action. A meeting was set up between Lisa, the school principal, and the counselor to address the situation holistically. In that meeting, they discussed not only Evan's well-being but also Ryan's difficult circumstances. The focus was clear. This was not a simple case of bullying or misbehavior, but a heartbreaking intersection of neglect and poverty that affected both families. The school promised enhanced supervision during lunch and immediate steps to connect Ryan's family with local food assistance programs and counseling services. The conversation was factual and resolute, filled with a shared determination to ensure that no child would have to suffer in silence. Over the following days, Lisa worked closely with the school and community agencies to secure help for both Evan and Ryan. Programs were set in motion to provide free lunches and additional support for families in need. Meanwhile, Lisa kept a careful eye on Evan, noting small changes in his demeanor. At home, despite the lingering anxiety of those early days, Evan began to show signs of recovery. His appetite improved and the spark in his eyes returned, even if only a little at first. Lisa's heart swelled with both relief and a renewed sense of purpose. She was witnessing firsthand how understanding the full scope of a situation could pave the way for genuine healing. A few weeks later, an unexpected development unfolded. The school organized a mediation session between the two families. In a modest meeting room lined with student artwork and community posters, Lisa and Ryan's mother met face-to-face for the first time. The air was heavy with shared experiences and mutual empathy. Both parents, having navigated their own struggles, found common ground in their determination to nurture their children's well-being. They discussed practical steps, like enrolling in food assistance programs and finding extracurricular activities to engage the children, and also shared stories of their daily challenges. In that room, the initial tension that had marked the encounter softened into a respectful, if tentative, friendship. Back at school, the transformation in Evan was mirrored in Ryan's behavior. The older student, once burdened by guilt and hunger, began to show more openness and even a tentative smile when he interacted with his peers. Classmates and teachers noticed the shift. Where once there had been a shadow of anxiety, a spark of hope had emerged. The story of the empty lunchbox had evolved into a lesson in empathy and community support, a reminder that even in the face of hardship, small acts of kindness and understanding can change lives. Throughout this journey, the message was clear. Challenges are rarely isolated incidents, and the solution often lies in coming together as a community. The efforts at school and at home illustrated that by addressing the root causes of a problem, rather than just the symptoms, real progress is possible. The collaboration among parents, teachers, and counselors not only ensured that Evan received the care he needed, but also opened the door for Ryan's family to find their footing. Each step taken was an act of kindness, reinforcing the belief that every child deserves to feel secure, heard, and supported. This unfolding story, captured by a hidden lens and later revealed through heartfelt conversations, became a catalyst for broader change. It inspired the school to enhance its support systems and prompted community organizations to step in with additional resources. More importantly, it taught everyone involved that looking beneath the surface is essential to understanding the true needs of those around us. By choosing compassion over judgment, both families found strength in their shared vulnerabilities and discovered that even the most challenging situations can lead to opportunities for growth, connection, and healing. Welcome to Acts of Kindness Stories, where every small act of care and every moment of understanding builds bridges toward a better tomorrow. In the end, what began as a hidden crisis transformed into a powerful lesson in empathy and unity. Lisa discovered that Evan's struggle wasn't an isolated problem. It was a mirror reflecting the hardships many families face in silence. The courage to dig deeper revealed that Ryan, the older boy whose actions initially seemed hurtful, was actually a victim of circumstance. Both families, burdened by challenges, found strength in opening up to each other. Through honest conversations, school support, and community assistance, the gap between misunderstanding and connection was bridged. Children learned that when we listen with our hearts and act with compassion, even painful experiences can become stepping stones toward healing. Today, Evan's smile has returned, and his once empty lunchbox is now a symbol of resilience and the beginning of true friendship. Ryan is receiving the help he needs, and both boys are finding their way to a brighter future, one where support and kindness outweigh judgment and neglect. This story reminds us all that when communities come together, every act of kindness can spark change and create lasting bonds. If you found this story moving and believe that every act of compassion can make a difference, please give this video a like, share your thoughts in the comments below, and spread the word. Don't forget to subscribe to Acts of Kindness Stories. Help us reach 10,000 subscribers so we can continue sharing these inspiring journeys. Your support makes it possible to transform struggles into bridges that connect us all.